themes that have been coming up with people as far as the feedback goes. And there's a couple. I had a very dramatic one today. I was talking to Ray, the owner of Rumor Mill News, and she's been on the machine now a good six months at least, and she's made some dramatic changes in her life, and she's now just beginning to understand how powerful the technology is. And she was on Coast to Coast with George Norrie yesterday, which is a big sort of like the next Art Bell. It was a show that Art Bell used to have, and now George Norrie has it. And she had a 1 hour talk, and I talked to her this afternoon, and I called her cell phone. I'm like, who is this? Who is this? And is this Ray Allen? I did not even know that this was the same woman. It's like she had dropped 20 years off her voice. Something had dramatically changed, and I've been seeing these changes all along. But I noticed when the voice changes, there's a whole lot of unconscious or subconscious blocks have been removed from the person. So the most dramatic thing that I've noticed about this technology is the removal of subconscious blocks that most people are not aware of. Like the negative thoughts in their mind are the tip of the iceberg to the things that are ruining their lives. And often people say, oh, I don't see it. And I'm like looking at the person. I'm like, are you crazy? Look how your life has changed. And they go, oh, yeah, you may be right. The thing to look for is going to change the way you react to situations, and you're going to start responding differently. You're going to see a lot of different patterns begin to evolve in your life because your personality is going through a transformation. The way you look at the world is changing. That's what the machine is doing because it's erasing things below your level of awareness. Everyone has a different level of awareness of what they see in their environment. But the thing with the technology is it's erasing things that you're not really aware of. That's the backdrop of your life that controls your life. Now, as those things are erased, you're going to start seeing a different landscape in front of you. You're going to start not liking certain things in your life, and then eventually you'll be motivated to uproot and throw those things out of your life. And the process of change will evolve. And it's your ability to respond and react to events becomes tremendous. So that there'll be a lot more courage. There'll be a lot more vibrancy. The ability to overcome things will happen because you'll attack things, and now things will just fall down, and you'll walk all over them.
Kevin.
Go ahead, Plato.
Yeah, I was going to add in, it's very interesting that Bill has this call today where he talks about this sort of thing because, for the last few weeks, as Kevin knows, I've been going every week to see, I hate this word, but therapists do something called somatic experiencing, where you feel inside your body certain sensations and then try to find out, what kind of thoughts and memories are attached to it, sort of like what Bill was describing. And one thing that the therapist commented to me is how fast I can go through all these experiences and retrieve all these memories from childhood and just open it all up. And she's like, wow, how do you so quickly feel this and find these things? And, now that Bill was talking about the type of subject matter he's talking about in the last 10 minutes, I start to realize, yeah, this is probably the machine is what's making this go so fast and beautifully.
A lot of what people don't realize, I think a lot of times, Plato, is just how powerful this technology really is. They think it's just like a cool thing and it feels good and all that kind of thing. The fact of the matter is it is very, very, very powerful. And it's only over a period of time, as you continue to get hit with this stuff over and over again, that you start this incredibly high-level ascension process where a negative thought is like an alien thing and it's like a curiosity to you after a while. I know for myself, I might get one quasi-negative thought maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. And I tell people, I don't have negative thoughts. I don't have negative emotions. And they say, oh, you can't be like that. Everybody has negative emotions. And I thought to myself, yes, that's the way I used to be. I had negative emotions all the time. I was constantly scared by loud noises and this and that because I was in such a weakened state, overwhelmed with negativity, as really most people are, and they're without even realizing it. This technology is unbelievably powerful. The power levels that are being used here are very high. So what I feel is the cumulative process of this over a period of time, just like I know, when I first started talking with Ray, Kevin's friend and a client of mine. When I first started talking with Ray, she had a tremendous amount of fear about the future, things of that nature. I know. I haven't talked to her recently, but I wouldn't be surprised at all that I got the same reaction that Kevin did. That once your body stops radiating, once your mind starts radiating this fear factor, it comes right through in your voice. A person across from you, a person that you're dealing with, they absolutely subconsciously sense this lack of fear. And the lack of fear means power. The lack of fear means certainty. And they pick it up instantly because it's such a rare commodity. The people that are on these machines a year from now, I can tell you this for a fact since I've been on the machine machines are analogs of the ones you guys have now for 2.5 years, and believe me, they were crummy analogs compared to the stuff I'm using now. It has a very, very powerful and pervasive cumulative effect of removing negativity, and you literally become an ascended person. I tell people, you're going to be an ascended person. Oh, yeah, right. Well, that's a good story. And then they become one. They see that they're on the path over a period of time. They have traction, and they're moving more and more rapidly towards it because they can move more rapidly towards it. So Plato, Kevin, I know exactly what you're talking about. I agree with you 1,000%, and I can tell you from the point of view of a person that's been on the machine, I guess longer than anybody, for obvious reasons, that this really gets more and more advanced all the time. The voice becomes more resonant. The thought patterns become literally like lightning. You don't even think about it. You move from one concept to another. You have certainty about what your decision is. You move again, you move again, you move again, you move again, until you basically just sit there and receive and respond to whatever the life situation is in a completely unworried, unconcerned type of a mindset, because you know that what you're thinking is what you're coming up with, because of what you've demonstrated to yourself over a period of time, absolutely is true. The negativity is so removed that the decision is so crystal clear and sure that you literally are sure about everything you do. The intuitive capability is so high that as you come up with any kind of a problem, the answer is there, you accept the answer is that, you act on the answer, and you move right on down the road. You have almost an infinite amount of time to do absolutely nothing but observe, because you know whatever it is that you're observing, if you need to make a decision on it, it will be instantaneous. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also say you begin to relax and trust yourself at such a level that the changes after a point are so rapid and so dramatic that you can't stop the process. It's sort of like it's an avalanche of energy. The energy is more powerful a year from now than it was like in the first month, as far as, because it's like I block things, and as I stop blocking things, I start rising really rapidly. So, stick with it initially. You may not get these big pops, you may feel good, but do not worry about it. Just keep going through it, because eventually you're going to get it. Eventually you're going to see that click and the cause and effect, and you're going to say, aha. Then we're not sitting here lying to you just because we want to steal money out of your pocket. This really is not the intention of this program. It's you're getting much more value than you can possibly imagine. And this is coming from someone who's done so many different spiritual traditions, Reiki, all different forms of therapy that had some value in and of itself, but not enough to merit me sticking. Like there was something wrong here. I found Bill through Plato. Plato's the other guy in this call. And, Plato and I were both involved with something as orgone and other esoteric technologies, stuff relating to the Montauk Project. And, I wanted to do my own energetic balancing program, was developing my own machines. I still am developing my own machines. And so I found Bill as a result of Plato and my own search. So this whole thing about, there is no coincidence here, there really isn't. So, the things that I'm experiencing with this technology, it's more than just like, wow, I feel great. No, I really have a very deep background in esoteric philosophy and theories, and I said there is something here that you're not going to find anywhere else with any other type of energetic. You're not going to find it anywhere else.
Well,